A Queens City Councilman starts his second term in office with a new, more powerful role at City Hall. Councilman Jimmy Van Bramer is a new majority leader of the City Council. It's the second highest ranking spot on the council after the council speaker. Councilman Van Bramer joins us now in studio with more on this new position. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do I have to call you Sir Majority Leader, Mr. Majority Leader now? Or?
Jimmy will do just fine.
All right, sounds good. Congratulations. Oh,
Thank
seriously. First of all, let's talk about people in Queens and your district. Of course, they know you very well. Those outside of Queens who may not know you, what do you want to say to them in terms of what you bring to this job? Why are you the best person for this job? Why you were chosen?
Well, I'm a community organizer at heart, and I worked for the Queens Library for 11 years as a community organizer. So I really believe in grassroots level democracy, and that's what I've always done. I'm an incredibly hardworking council member who delivers for the district, who really believes in good government. And that's what I think this moment is all about. It's about progressive democracy, it's about inclusion, and it's about transparency, which is what I'm all about. So that's what I'm going to bring to the office of Majority Leader, and I believe the council is all about that.
Before we talk about what you hope to accomplish in the job itself, I'll just talk a little bit about the politics. Certainly some ruffled feathers when this all happened. Those who did not support the council speaker, Melissa Mark-Viverito, say those who did support her were rewarded. Those who did not were basically kind of shut out. You, of course, were a big supporter of hers right from the beginning, along with Councilwoman Jalissa Ferreras, also from Queens. She got a top spot as well. What do you say to that?
I would say that this has been the least political process that we've ever engaged in, the most inclusionary and transparent process. And the committee assignments that were given out yesterday reveal just the opposite. The truth is that Mark Weprin, who was himself a candidate for Speaker, retained his very powerful committee on zoning and franchises. Elizabeth Crowley, who was not a supporter of the Speaker, retained her very important committee, Fire and Criminal Justice. There are lots of examples like that. The truth is that myself and Councilwoman Ferreras and Councilmember Drum are in very influential positions. That's good for Queens, and I am proud to be in the leadership circle with Speaker Melissa Mark-Viverito.
Let's talk about the job at hand. So you have to get to work really right away. Part of your duties will be co-chairing this new budget negotiating team.
That's right.
So you will have really a big role in deciding how the budget will look once it's all complete. What are some of your priorities in putting together that budget?
Well, let me just say I'm very proud to co-chair the budget negotiating team, which is incredibly instrumental in determining what the priorities of the council are, what kind of funding issue areas we're going to fight for, and what we truly believe in. That's an incredibly important role, and I'm grateful for Speaker Mark-Viverito for allowing me to do that. Obviously, I care about the services that people rely on. Libraries, culturals, dear to my heart, dear to our district, and all of Queens, and really all of the city of New York. And in addition to that, obviously we all care deeply about universal pre-K, making sure that happens in the city. Paid sick leave, those are important things. And beyond that, I think it's incredibly important to focus on affordable housing initiatives, and of course the city services that people believe, making sure that our sanitation services are strong and well funded, and making sure that the most vulnerable among our citizens are protected, and those services, so health and human services, really important, services for the hungry and the homeless, NYCHA residents, very important that we get them the respect that they deserve.
It's one of the toughest decisions, deciding what to cut. And you mentioned the libraries. You have obviously you are a big supporter of the library. You used to work with the library system, Queens Library, but every year libraries actually end up on the chopping block. The funding usually gets restored. But so is it safe to say that that's sort of off the table now because of your history with libraries, and people are, who support the libraries are very excited that you're in this position now, and maybe the libraries will get a break?
Well, I hope for not just a break. I mean, I think what we now have to do is pivot and turn the corner on library funding. And gone, I hope, and I'm going to work to make sure, are the days of budget cuts and restorations, budget cuts and restorations. What we need to do is embrace this progressive moment, know that libraries are the most progressive of our institutions, and actually fight for increases, substantial increases in funding for libraries, because they do great work. But if they're only open 5 days a week, there are thousands, if not millions, of people who are shut out. We need 7-day library service in the city of New York, and that's what I'm going to fight for.
We already saw the expanding the paid sick leave legislation right out of the gate. So what do you think is the next big one that's going to come up right away?
Well, I think obviously expanded pre-K, important. And then I think affordable housing, clearly going to be one of the issues that we tackle. I think the rights of immigrants in the city of New York is always going to be a prime focus of this council. I think making sure that airport workers, for example, some of us participated on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, civil disobedience, I was one of them, to make sure that workers in the city of New York, low-wage workers, get the respect, the dignity, the benefits that they deserve and that they can raise their families on. The council has an important role to play in that. Obviously, development decisions as well. I think the mayor and the speaker and I are incredibly interested in making sure that development is done responsibly and that affordable housing is a key component of any future housing development in the city of New York. So all of those are going to happen, and I believe that as we've seen with paid sick days, this is going to move, and we're about doing things, accomplishing things, and getting things done.
All right, Councilman, appreciate your time. Congratulations yet again.
Thank you.
Best of luck. I know you've got a lot of work ahead of you.
We do, and we're ready.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, stay with us, everyone. When we come back, we'll introduce you to our Queen's People of the Week.